one person can come in the comments and tell me what is so scary about transgender people, I'll shave my head.
Well, I think I might be able to help with this.
So the video is talking about how transgender people are not allowed in the military before. And I want to break it down with logic, not emotion. There's been a lot of debate around transgender individuals serving in the U.S. military. And instead of picking a side, I want to actually look at the logic that's being used, especially the argument that says it's too expensive. Critics says the military needs to budget carefully and that gender-affirming care is a cost the system shouldn't carry. But let's unpack that. We left behind over $7 billion in equipment in Afghanistan. So how are we saying a few $1,000,000 a year, less than 0.001% of the DoD budget, is too much? And the gear that we do have, meaning for people that are in the military, in which I am, let's really be honest. A lot of us buy better gear out of pocket because what we're issued is trash. And the barracks for active duty folks, they have mold, broken HVAC, no hot water. So if this was really about budgeting, we'd be fixing those issues first. Now, another thing I hear often, especially within the service, is this idea that some transgender folks are only joining to get the surgery because healthcare in this country is so broken. For some people, the military becomes the only way to access what they need. And I understand where that concern comes from, especially in a system where benefits are real and motivation vary. But let's look at it fairly. For someone who's transgender, it's not just about a surgery. It's about survival, dignity, and access to care they've often been denied. And if we're being fair, people join for college, for citizenship, for travel, for skills, or to escape their situations. I got my college paid for. That's a financial benefit. That was my reason, and it was valid. So why is this reason, the surgery, suddenly invalid? If someone serves, meets the standards, wears the uniform, why should their reason for joining be policed differently? And now there's this point about cohesion, the tight team bond the military prides itself on. And yeah, it exists. You build bonds through shared suffering, through training, through deployment. Now, don't get me wrong. There is real cohesion in the military. I felt it. I've lived it. But it's not always equal. And that's the part that we don't talk about enough. And being black, I've been in the military for over 7 years. And let me tell you, there's a difference in how some minority groups are treated, especially when it comes to leadership. And I'm not talking about peer-to-peer stuff at the lower enlistment level. I'm talking about E5 and above. There's this quiet, unspoken vibe, like you're not really a part of the inner circle. That good old boy energy is real. And if you call it out, people act like you're victimizing yourself. And the funny thing is, other minorities feel it too. You don't have to say it. You just know. You see the favoritism. You see how some of us are used for marketing, for diversity points, but not treated with the same respect behind closed doors. In the civilian world, if you don't like your boss, you can quit. In the military, you can't. You're in it. So if people say transgender folks won't fit in or that they'll disrupt cohesion, my question is, what cohesion are you talking about? The real one or the surface level version we use to make the military look good? Because if minority groups already face this kind of treatment and cohesion isn't guaranteed for everyone, then that logic falls apart. The real issue isn't whether transgender people disrupt cohesion. It's whether the military ever fully included everyone in that cohesion to begin with. And look, some people will join, see the reality, and decide not to stay. That's fair. But let's not pretend cohesion is this perfect inclusive standard that gets disrupted when someone different walks in. The truth is, That bias already exists. That favoritism already exists. Transgender service members won't break cohesion. They'll just experience it from the outside, like many already do. So whether you support or oppose transgender service, that's up to you. But let's stop using half-baked logic to defend something that doesn't hold up under scrutiny. Because the truth is, we already waste money. We already exclude people. We already decide whose reasons for joining are valid and whose aren't. At the end of the day, we're all wearing the same uniform. The question isn't who we are when we join. It's whether we're willing to serve, sacrifice, and show up. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm just saying, think about it.